Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Fixing my hair. Hello, everyone. Episode 2 of Untangled. Back again. How are you guys? How is the sound? Let me know how the sound is. Really grateful to be here with you guys once again. Hello, Kat and Wes and Vicky and Nikki and Bridget, Sarah, Ashley, Raven. How are you guys? How's everyone feeling? Let's untangle together. Whew. I was given the name of this show, Untangled, by my guides, and it just dropped in so easily. And I didn't really quite understand. I'm sure I'm not going to understand completely why that word was chosen, but it feels like every week we're sort of untangling more of what we thought we were, who we thought we were, what we're in, what we believe to be ourselves. It feels like a beautiful untangling from the illusions and the ideas and the trauma and the shadow and the suffering, right? Just untangling ourselves from all of it. So excited to be here with you guys once again. Please let me know where you're from and how you're feeling. Vulnerability, absolutely. Whew, vulnerability is a massive word, experience, energy that we're all being asked to step deeper into. Absolutely. Vulnerability with ourselves more than anything. Because if we can't be vulnerable with ourselves, then how are we going to be vulnerable with the world? You know? Thank you, Lorie, for the chat. I appreciate that, or the super chat. Mississippi, Croatia, Washington, Oregon, West Virginia, Brazil, Sweden, Latvia, Netherlands, Greece, Spain, Austria, Germany, Norway, Costa Rica, New Orleans, Trinidad. All right, let's get started. First of all, thank you all for being here once again with me, episode 2 of Untangled. We're just getting started, and I'm excited to see what's showing up today. Thanks, Kat. I was definitely more nervous today for this show just because I never know what's going to come through, what I'm going to share, what I'm going to talk about. And because Untangled is all about my own personal journeys and hoping that somehow it relates to your journey in a way, it's a lot more vulnerable for me. So there's always a little bit more nervousness than anything else that I do. So thank you for your support, for your love, for showing up. Thank you, Maylee, for the super chat. Grateful for all your support. I want to quickly go over a couple of things before I get going and share about my week, which was interesting. So first of all, at 10 o'clock in an hour, I will be revealing the book cover of my book, The Divine Design. So I'll be revealing the cover of the book, and sharing a special opportunity that 30 people will have. So if you can stay tuned until 10, you'll be able to see the book cover reveal, which I'm really excited to talk about and to share. Second thing is, I am doing a full moon guided meditation on Sunday at 6 p.m. California time. So if you can join us, it's only $11, and the link to join is down below. It's going to be powerful, and full moon, lunar eclipse. Powerful energies that we're in right now. In case you're not feeling it, you're probably feeling it. It's really intense. Lots boiling up. So yeah, full moon guided meditation Sunday. If you want to join us, links below. It's $11. And then if you're not part of our online community Evolve, we're doing a meditation tomorrow Those are always powerful meditations, Wednesday at 11 a.m. California time. And the link to join our online community is down below as well. It's a beautiful community. I offer up 5 live events every month, very potent, powerful events. And also, there's a beautiful community on there all over the world. So it's a great place to get support. All right. I think that's all the things that I wanted to discuss before I get going. Also, I'm buying a chair. Thank you, Kathy, for the super chat. Really appreciate that. I'm buying a chair, you guys, specifically for Untangled. Um, my brother just bought the chair, and I'm going to buy it. So you'll see it in a couple of weeks. It's God, what's the name of the store? Mikey, if you're here, what's the name of the store? CB2, I think it is. Um, it's this white fluffy chair, pretty low to the ground, but like wide, and I can snuggle in and like I like to sit with my legs crossed. Thanks, Mickey. So the full moon meditation is not on Patreon, it's separate, but there is a meditation tomorrow, Wes, that will be pretty powerful on Patreon. Anyway, I'm really excited for this chair, and for you guys to see the chair. It's pretty dramatic, but I mean, why not? And then I wanted to buy a microphone, so I didn't have the Yeti, so I could just hold the microphone. Um, I've always loved microphones ever since I was a little kid. I've loved standing in front of a microphone, holding a microphone. Like it just felt like this is what I'm supposed to be doing is holding a microphone and speaking. So I'm gonna buy like an actual legit microphone. And then my brother's like, "Don't you think you're gonna get tired of holding the microphone?" And I was like, "No, I don't think so." Like I'm in. I'm like, I'm ready to hold the microphone for hours. So really excited for that. Okay. So what's been going on with me? Um, share a little bit about what's happened the last week. Um, I don't even know where to start. I guess what I can start with is last night when I was laying in bed. So I've been connecting with Mary Magdalene this past week. I don't know if I told you guys. I've been connecting with Mary Magdalene many times when I'm in deep pockets of transformation, which I'm in. I feel like I'm always in deep pockets of transformation. Thanks, Taz, so much. I literally feel like I'm always in deep pockets of transformation. Um, and then I kind of pop my head out and I play a little bit, and then I go back into these deep pockets of transformation, and it just feels like it's never ending, and I'm okay with it. I'm in, um, because I know it's what I came here to do, but it can be challenging at times. Anywho, I've been calling in Mary Magdalene because she helps me at times get through um, moments where I feel stuck, moments where I feel heavy or bogged down. And last night or the night before, I was laying in my bed and I just laid there. It was like 8:30 at night because I've been going to bed pretty early. Um, so I just was laying in bed, staring at the wall. And one of the things she said when she came in and sort of um, sat with me was pay attention, Lorie, to the amount of loneliness that you've been feeling. Because what you want to do with that loneliness is leave your body, right? I talked a little bit about this last week, but it's been continuing. She says, "You're leaving your body." And I'm like, "What?" She goes, "Yeah, you're leaving your body." Now, I'm somebody that has really practiced staying in my body and really practiced feeling everything. So when she said, "You've been leaving your body," I was like, "Oh my God, hold on a second." I started thinking back to this past week. This is just this past week, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys have this, but I can't recall the week. I can't grab anything from the past week. I don't have a lot of ability to like grab memory or grab events, right? It's like, wait, what did happen? Everything is starting to kind of merge into like one moment and then one moment and then one moment. It's like we're not designed to go back into a past. We're literally not designed to be able to go back to what we did yesterday or the day before because it really doesn't matter. It holds no relevance. So what you're going to start noticing, and maybe you're already noticing this, is that you can't grab yesterday. You can't grab 3 days ago. You can't grab 4 days ago. And what I mean when I say grab, it's like you can't remember. And it's not because you're getting older. Someone was like, "Oh, it's because you're getting older." No, 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 no. Sorry, not the case. It's because we are increasing the frequencies within our bodies and we're starting to elevate outside of time. And when you start elevating outside of time, you no longer experience time in the same way. So you can't grab linearity. You can't grab yesterday, you can't grab the day before. So when you were in lower frequencies, okay, you were in a linear space and time. So you were walking linearly from day to day to day. You were connected to each day energetically like a rope, and so you could easily grab that rope and you could be pulled back to 2 days, 5 days, and you had all the recollection, the memories, the emotions, all of it. Now that we're elevating outside of linearity, we're lifting ourselves up off of that ground, right? And so what we're doing now is there's no rope tying us to yesterday or tying us energetically to the day before. So you try to go back to like, wait, what did I do? What did I feel? What was I experiencing? And you're like, I can't, I have no idea. None. So she was telling me last night that I was out of my body this past week, more out of my body than normal, and distracting myself, distracting yourself, distracting yourself, distracting yourself. Now, here's how I don't have a very busy life. Many of you guys know this. I don't have a lot of things occurring in my life. I don't have a lot of friends. I don't have a partner right now. I don't have a dog or a cat or an animal, right? So my days are very basic. They're very calm. There's not a lot of activity. So I'm very present in my day. So when she said to me, "Oh yeah, you've been really, really, you've been distracting yourself, pulling yourself out of your body," what that means to me is that I don't want to be present and experiencing the reality of what I'm in. I don't want to keep my eyes open and my body receptive to every moment of whatever emotion is coming up. I didn't beat myself up over this when she was bringing this to my attention, right? Because every day we're feeling, every day we're in something, every day we're observing, right? All the time. So it's like a timeout is okay. But what's extremely important to realize is whatever it is that I am pulling myself out of to not experience is the opportunity that I need to sit in order to bring me into that which I'm becoming, right? So it was like a little bit of a smackdown from Mary Magdalene. She's like, go back and she says, look at this past week. And I was like, all right, well, that's not going to be easy because I don't remember anything. Thank you, Karen. I don't remember. She's like, look at all the ways that you've distracted yourself, the phone calls you've made, the text messaging that you did, the Netflix that you watched. What else would I do? I mean, those are the basic things that I would do, right? And it usually happened towards the late afternoon. And she says all of these things were not necessary. They weren't necessary. They were distractions. Now, I want to preface this by saying it's totally normal to make phone calls and to text and to watch Netflix and all of these things, okay? But for me personally, if I am doing it to distract myself, it's very different. And I know the difference. I'm not stupid. I know when I am trying to stay busy so that I'm not feeling the loneliness. And it's so interesting that loneliness has been coming in so strongly. So strong. Like I'm talking my last week has been crickets. crickets. Like there's nothing happening. There's not a lot of text messaging going on. There's not a lot of phone calls going on. There's nothing. It's quiet as heck and it's lonely. And the more that I recognize, especially last night after the entire week, right? The more that I started to recognize just how intense the loneliness is without trying to make sense of it. Okay, I didn't try to understand it. I didn't say to myself, why am I feeling loneliness? What's loneliness teaching me? Like, I don't do that, right? I just recognized the intensity of the loneliness and sat with it. I sat with it for the first time last night. Really sat with it because even meditation is a distraction for me at times. Even meditation is pulling me out of the absolute silence of loneliness. Here's the other thing I did this week, which is why the loneliness is extremely important. I'll share more about this later in another episode, but I did a spell or like um, a ceremonial intention setting, which was kind of a spell with a dear friend of mine who's like a witch, like a legit good witch. I don't think there are anything other than good witches, but anyways, a really powerful witch, right? And she has all these potions and these spells and these things that she does. And many of you know that I have been intending my partner for the past probably 4 years, but I've been writing my book. So I've held a very strong intention that my book comes first. And then once the book's done, my partner will come in. So the book's done. And I'm feeling my partner energetically coming in more and more, right? But I'm watching. Um, here's how cool this whole quantum field works. When we set these intentions, i.e., manifestations, I don't like that word, I like intentions, we're going to be tested, right? We're going to have people come into our lives that are going to test us. Do you really believe that you deserve that, Lorie? Do you really believe that you deserve that? Like, wow, OMG, out of this world love? Are you going to settle again? Are you going to fall for these old ways, right? So that's been happening the last year and a half with different individual men coming into my life and sort of testing that, right? So my girlfriend and I, she's like, "Hey, do you want to do this spell?" And I was like, "What is it?" And she's like, "Okay, you do this and this and this and this and this." And I was like, "Hells yeah, I'll do that. Are you kidding? Let's do it." So I did this, God, I think it was Friday night. Okay. So I've been out of my body a little bit. I've been feeling a lot of loneliness, deep, deep loneliness, deep. I have a lot of abandonment issues, right? So I've always been the person that has, when I get into a relationship, even though I feel super healthy when I'm not in the relationship, as soon as I get into a relationship, it's like I forgot how healthy I was. And then all of a sudden I'm clinging and I'm dependent and I'm like, what just happened? I was good. Now all of a sudden I'm in this relationship and like I'm not good anymore. So I don't want this time, right? And I'm very clear. I'm very, very clear that this next relationship is going to be the healthiest relationship and I'm going to be in the healthiest place to be able to step into it. I'm aware of that. I'm aware of what it means. I'm aware of what I need to look at. I'm in 100%. So I do this spell on Friday night and the loneliness, the codependency, uh, for attention, for this codependency of like, I need people, I need something, I need from the external got really loud. And this part of the spell is that you light a candle and the candle burns the whole time. Right. And so this candle is burning and I know that that I am literally preparing myself so that when the candle is out, right, it's almost like preparation in a way. What's showing up right now, Lorie? What is getting really loud? as this candle, which is your partner and you merging, uh, what's getting loud for you to be able to recognize it as no longer you? Can you do that? Can you courageously look at what's coming up? Can you courageously have compassion for it? Can you? Can you not leave your body? Can you not, for somebody like me who has always left her body her whole life, can you stop leaving your body? Because here I am really ready to create this intention of my partner coming in. And yet there is this deep program that I'm not even aware of. That's how deep it is. This unconsciousness of I'm going to leave because I don't want to feel the loneliness. So what's the loneliness showing me? That I don't need anything outside of myself. Can I sit with just me? Truly, deeply, can I just sit with me? Because I'm so codependent, I was so codependent. When I started to feel any tiny inkling of loneliness, I would grab other people, especially men. I would grab, like, hey, are you there? Hey, what's going on? Hey, this. I need attention. I need attention. I need attention. I need attention. Give me attention. Distract me. Distract me. Distract me from what? Distract me from being completely alone with just me. Because it is in those moments where I can literally just be with me completely alone. Loneliness coming up, fear coming up, unworthiness. What's coming up? And have compassion for it and realize that there's nothing to be afraid of. Do you realize the power that occurs when you realize there is nothing to fear within you? There's nothing to fear. The greatest opportunity, the greatest experiences, the greatest gifts that are waiting for you are not based on how great you can manifest something. Listen, we can all mess with energies and bring in manifestations. That's not necessarily creating from your highest outcome, from your highest potential. It's still creating from trauma, which is great. That's fine. It's a cyclical pattern of manifestation, creating from trauma, which means that you're creating from this notion or belief that there is something to be afraid of. And so you grab the external world to placate it, to like a pacifier, because we are so afraid of what is deep, deep, deep within just us, right here, right now. I don't need to grab for anything. Grabbing for food, grabbing for controlling what I eat in my body, right? Grabbing how good I present a video. What am I grabbing externally in order to relieve whatever it is that is inside of me that just needs to be honored and felt? It's like there's this whole dinner party being had within me. And I'm like, shit, do I have the courage to sit at the dinner table with all of these aspects of me and not open the door and say, hey, can you guys come in and help me be distracted from these aspects of me that just want to be felt? If I can't embrace completely my loneliness, which basically to me is, can you be with you, Lorie? Can you be with you? If I can't embrace the loneliness, The unworthiness, the fear, the insecurity, the need to control my body in order to feel good, the desire to exit out of my body to not feel. If I can't allow for all of that, I'm prolonging not only my own evolution and my own freedom, which is first and foremost why I'm here on the planet, why you're here on the planet, is to break free, is to untangle from the suffering, from the belief that you are anything other than free to just be, which means that you don't fear whatever it is that you believe yourself to be. But if I can't do that first, then I'm constantly going to be intending, manifesting, craving, desiring, and needing a partner. It's going to be this constant external. I can't wait till he comes. I can't wait till he comes. When is he going to come? Meanwhile, I'm distracting myself. Everything that you are putting in front of you, everything that you are serving you right now that doesn't feel good, that's asking you to stretch a little bit, to look at, to feel, it can be very subtle. It doesn't have to be dramatic like what I'm going through, right? It can be subtle. Promise you, you're all experiencing something. I promise you, you are serving you something. Are you distracting yourself? Are you afraid of just being and sitting with you? Who are you? Can you go in? Can you dive in and sit down at this dinner table and say, what are all the different aspects of me? Which aspects are playing right now? Because at the end of the day, I'm none of it. I'm none of it. But it sure feels like I am. It sure feels like it. And for us to truly step into the greatest magical gifts that are waiting for us on this planet right now in physical form, we literally have to untangle ourselves. We have to courageously and very authentically be real about who we believe ourselves to be and what we're experiencing. You know, one of the reasons that I did this show, that I really was nudged to show up just in a very authentic way, just talking about the human experience, because I'm so sick and tired of the spiritual community talking about love and light all the time and bringing yourself into these beautiful vibrational states and high frequencies and moving into new earth and all this bullshit that at the end of the day doesn't matter if you can't sit with yourself. It doesn't matter. What matters is making these aspects of our human experience normal. We normalize this. We normalize our pain. We normalize our suffering. We normalize our conditioning and our programming and our trauma. We normalize it. Because this is why we're here, to recognize the power of this matrix, the power of this human experience, the power of these illusions, that we have believed that we are all these things, that I literally cannot sit with my loneliness. Got to text people, got to phone call people, got to watch Netflix, binge all these episodes. I got to like eat all this food or not eat all this food. What am I doing all day long? Simply to not feel me. That's the juice. Not sitting in a meditative state and raising my frequency and vibration outside of what I'm actually experiencing. I already know that I can raise my frequency. I already know that I can go into freaking spaceships. I can literally travel. I can bilocate to any powerful, beautiful thing. I can sit with higher dimensional beings right now if I wanted to. So what? They're not going to help me go through the loneliness, the codependency, the unworthiness. They're going to be like, you got to go back in and you got to experience it. And by the way, when you do, can you normalize it for people so everybody can just start being real? Just make this normal. Every single human is going through something. Every teacher that you see on YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or on stage, they're going through something. And if they're not, I don't know how they're on the planet right now. This is an evolution. This is evolution. This is shifting frequencies within the physical body. And so the more that we can just talk about and not be ashamed or afraid or whatever it is, the faster we'll do this, the easier it will be. So when you look at everything from the lens of what am I distracting myself from? With compassion, right? That's another piece that is important. Because as I was laying in my bed last night, lights were out. My knee-jerk reaction is to turn on Netflix, right? To kind of zone out on Netflix. And I was like, no, you're going to lay and you're just going to stare in the silence. You're going to let the silence devour you, right? It was in that moment that I started to allow myself to really feel compassion for how I've navigated my human journey, for the way in which I crave external attention, right? Meaning like, um, it's like this feeling of like I need external experiences, people, things to make me feel good. You know, the more I recognize that and just acknowledge it, I have compassion for myself. How can I not? How can you not have compassion for yourself, for what you are currently experiencing, currently ignoring and denying, currently leaving your body to not feel? You know? And if you remember and recognize that there's no such thing as going back, right? There's no such thing as effing up, messing up. That you can't mess up and you can't miss out. It's just another day with another opportunity to choose differently. It's another day and another opportunity to choose differently. And to play in this like it's an actual game of evolution instead of the game of life. Remember that game, the game of life? I love that game. It's the game of evolution. So you are constantly pulling yourself into versions of you that you haven't experienced yet. But in order to do that, in my opinion, from my experience, is that I have to sit in loneliness. I have to embrace what it is that I don't want to embrace. And this past week, it was truly deeply acknowledging what I do to distract. What I do to distract myself. Because the intensity of the loneliness that I was feeling this past week was more intense than ever before. More intense than I can recall. So I'm always curious. Well, I just lit my candle. I just did my spell. Is it related? What else is coming up, Lorie? You're trying to control your body still. Oh, why? Well, you've always put worth on your body. What do you mean? You've always thought that your worth and your love was based on your body. Oh, are you recognizing that? Yeah. Why? Well, because my new partner that's coming in isn't even going to recognize or think about my body correct. But that can't happen unless you yourself recognize that it's never been about your body. Oh, right. Got it. What else is coming up for you, Lorie, this week? Trying to create something that isn't there with an individual or a friend or somebody that's coming into your DMs, that's interested in you, that there's a knowingness that this is not it, but you play in it, right? What else is coming in? So really paying attention, right? Being the detective. What's moving out of your life? What's slowly, quietly stepping out of your life? Are you trying to hold on to it? Are you falling back into old ways because it's comfortable? You know how easy it is? Comfortability, if that's a word, is kryptonite. Because comfortability pulls us back into versions of us that we have grown out of. And because we are growing into versions of us that we haven't quite experienced yet, we don't trust it. So we quite unconsciously find ourselves going back into these old comfortable patterns. It's okay, just be aware. And then it becomes this conscious kind of tug of war almost energetically of don't do the same things you've done your whole life, Lorie. Don't do the same things you've done your whole life, Lorie. Don't do the same things you've done your whole life, right? So constantly, for me, it's a constant observation of what I have always done. How do I know I've always done it? Because it's extremely comfortable. This is what I do. And watching myself do those things that I always do, knowing consciously that it is versions of me that I do not want to be anymore, I choose new ways. And the way that I choose new ways is I first choose to not believe myself to need those old ways of being. I choose to believe that I don't need those old ways of being anymore. I don't have to be that way anymore. It's all a choice. But if it's a really comfortable pattern you've done for a really long time, it'll be like a tug of war. Because the comfortability is going to pull you back. This can be anything. Anything. So you want to become extremely aware of those knee-jerk reactions. Because typically, if you are moving back into the more comfortable way of being, even though you know deep down you don't want to be doing it, there's a sense of unworthiness. We all have little tiny aspects of unworthiness somewhere. And it's as if I am not believing that I'm worthy of my partner coming in, right? So I'm going to do the old patterns that I know are not me because I don't quite fully believe that I'm worthy. Somehow I still want to believe, even though I know that I am worthy, right? This can be anything, you guys. This can be if you're in a relationship, really wanting to work on that relationship and knowing that you're worthy of really being seen and held and heard. This could be a job that you're in and being worthy of really enjoying a job that you love. This could be abundance and financial freedom. This could be anything. Finally moving into a place that you are worthy of. Think about worthiness for a second. Don't pretend. Get humble around what you truly believe yourself to be worthy of, because we can our ego can come in and get tricky with us. Sure, I'm worthy of that. I know I'm worthy of that. I know I'm worthy of that. And it's really hiding. That's the thing about this cyclical pattern of manifestation. It's this egoic, like, thing that comes out and is like, I deserve this and I deserve this and I deserve this and I'm going to have this and I know I'm worthy of this. And it's all kind of bullshit. Your ego's coming in and protecting you from the unworthiness, from the pain, from the sadness, from the trauma, from whatever it is. So you convince yourself that you're worthy of everything. And then it's this really potent, cyclical, pretty unhealthy pattern of constantly needing the external world to mask what it is that you're feeling that you don't want to feel. That's really what a lot of manifestation is. Because look, I am on the verge of pretty closely probably meeting my partner. And what's coming in the strongest for me right now? We need you to feel loneliness in a way that you never have before. And if I was like, I'm okay being alone, I don't need to, I'm good being by myself, I'm strong. It's like bullshit. I'm going to call bullshit on that right now. You can't even sit in deep, deep loneliness, Lorie. You're going to pretend that you've got this, that you're not afraid to be alone. It's not afraid. It's afraid of loneliness, afraid of feeling loneliness, not afraid of being alone. I love being alone, but a fear of feeling loneliness. We have got to stop pretending that we are these, that we've got this all. That's a deep, deep defense mechanism. And most of us have been playing in that for quite a long time. It's the ego's way of protecting you from not feeling uncomfortable. It's the ego's way of protecting you from not feeling vulnerable and raw and pain and out of controlness. So the ego convinces you that you've got this. And there's a lot of teachings on that. Tell yourself you've got this and you've got this, but you're lying to yourself. You don't got this. You're scared shitless. And the power of feeling that is where true transformation happens. Otherwise, you're constantly chasing the need to show up in a way that is not authentic. So you're constantly having to like mantra yourself out of what you're truly feeling. It's a lot of effort. So you're chasing, you're running from you. You're running from you. You're running from what you're actually feeling and experiencing. You're running from the deepest trauma that you may have experienced in your life that is showing up for you so that you can receive what it is that you're intending. And if you try to bravo your way through it, you're trying to control the natural process of evolution, which is that you've got to sit with the deepest recesses of your trauma in order to be gifted with the greatest gifts that this quantum field has to show you. And you're none of it throughout the entire journey. So we're constantly in this survival mode of change or fix, right? I was in it. I am in it. I find myself like plopped right in it. But I find it fascinating as I'm literally looking at the candle right now. I would show you guys, but I have no idea how to turn the, well, maybe I'll see if I can turn it. Hold on. Is it that way? No, it's this way. Near, 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 near. Hold on. Oh, I can't. I was going to show you, but it's too hard. As I'm staring at the candle burning, it's reminding me like, it's reminding me of, are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you really going to put everything, are you going to jump all in? Are you going to jump all in? Are you going to feel it all, Lorie? Are you going to let it all go? Are you going to have courage to trust that you no longer need to be in control? You know? Are you going to stop trying to fix or change or be in control of anything? Are you going to remember that you're serving yourself this, that there is greatness coming, that there is beauty and magic coming that you can't possibly imagine? You cannot imagine what that candle is bringing you. You can't even see it. Another reason why manifestation is a tricky thing, because you're trying to feel into or create that which you cannot see. You can't. Otherwise, it'd be directly in front of you right now. You trying to see the manifestation that you are creating is control. Quantum field doesn't work in control. Quantum field works in flow because it's energy. And the moment you try to control what you're intending is the moment you stop the flow of your energy, stepping directly into that which is awaiting for you that you can't see, feel, hear, know, understand. It's much grander than what we remember, the way this works. It's all energy. You know, the tattoo. So this tattoo, it's interesting. It's a sacred geometry called the Sri Yantra, Sriyyantra. And I got this tattoo in 2014 when I was in Montana. I was in Missoula, Montana. And I was guided to get this tattoo. I had no idea really what it meant. I was just like, this is the tattoo you're getting. And for me, what it symbolizes now is the merging of the masculine and the feminine energies. So for somebody like myself, I have been living in much more of the masculine energies because of my trauma and because of the abuse that I experienced when I was younger. It really pulled me out of my femininity, my sexuality, my expression of me, feeling safe in my feminine expression. And all of us are designed to balance the masculine with the feminine, not just be all femininity and or all masculinity, right? There is femininity is a frequency, masculinity is a frequency. And part of the greatest gift of being in the human experience is being able to merge and integrate both 50-50 in the body. And so that is basically, I was having this conversation with my girlfriend last night about that, of the merging of that and being able to hold both versions and being able to understand what the masculine energy actually feels like in me, what the feminine energy feels like in me. Right? The masculine energy for me is much more of a protective energy, a mind energy, a thinking energy. and a control energy, um, hiding almost, right? Pretending that I've got it all together, that I'm a strong woman, that I can take care of myself, etc. That's the masculine, right? It's what's gotten me to be where I am today. There's a lot of um, go get it kind of energy that happens for me masculine with the masculine. The feminine energy is much softer, much more expressive, much more feeling, much more sensual, um, much more embodied, much more vulnerable, raw, um, uh, letting go of control, letting others take care of me. To me, that's more of a feminine energy. Um, Stepping into a partnership or a relationship where the man actually takes care of me and allowing that. That's feminine energy to me, right? A lot of people will think that feminine energy is like, you've got to be strong and you've got to take control and you don't need a man to take care of you. That's masculine energy. To me, feminine energy is much more of like handing myself over and saying, take care of me, hold me, that kind of thing. So that the tattoo in 2014, I had no idea why I was getting it. None. Now I know. Now I get it. It's really integrating the masculine and the feminine together, and that there isn't one that's better than the other, one that we need more than the other. We need both frequencies. That's the greatest gift of being here, you know? It's interesting. Pay attention, you guys, to that because it's gonna come up a lot. It's gonna come up a lot of, like, what are we taught? What are we taught about femininity and masculinity, and how much of me is expressed each day as the masculine, or the feminine? And how, as a man, how do I balance that? As a woman, how do I balance that? It's all programming because we're programmed at a very young age. Um We're programmed at a very young age to play out certain roles and to sequester or to deny, suppress the masculine energies or the feminine energies, right? The sacred geometry on my website is a version of the Sri Yantra. So anyway, we have 7 minutes left. I am going to talk about the plasma and the urine. I'm gonna do an episode on that, when it feels right, for sure, because it's a huge part of my life now. Um, and it's something that I've been wanting to talk a lot about. So, yeah. Do you guys have any quick questions before 10? Don't forget, I'm Aquarius. Don't forget at 10 o'clock, I'm gonna do the book reveal, the book cover reveal. Yeah, I mean, none of us have any. We really have been. I truly, truly, deeply, deeply believe that the biggest deception of all time is our plasma or our urine, and I do. I deeply, 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 deeply believe that our urine is toxic. Because remember, you guys, everything is inverted. This entire matrix is inverted. And whether you understand this or believe this or not, everything that we have been in this inverted matrix has pulled us out of our sovereignty, out of our power, out of our ability to heal, our ability to stay aligned, our ability to stay in this aligned vibrational signature that is you. So your plasma, your urine is probably, without a doubt, the greatest healing modality that we have. And there's no mistake that we have been programmed to believe that it is toxic when it's not at all. It's sterile. Um, It's not toxic. It's non-toxic. We've been taught that it's toxic, correct? Am I moving to Florida? No, I'm not moving to Florida. The reveal is here on YouTube. But Wes, you already saw the reveal. How do we cope with feeling uncomfortable? You just feel it. You start befriending the uncomfortableness. And when you're feeling uncomfortable, you start telling yourself that you're safe to feel. I am safe to feel this because I am not this. So it's this state of flow where you're allowing yourself to feel the uncomfortableness, but you're not trying to do anything with it. And when you stop trying to do anything with it, it allows you to flow through the uncomfortableness. I'm safe to feel this. I am not this, and I'm just going to flow through this. Just going to flow through this. I don't have to do anything with this, right? I don't have to do anything with this. Well, the uncomfortable keeps flowing back because it's constantly anything that we haven't felt, that we've experienced in the past that's in our body, okay, is going to want to be felt. And the reason it's uncomfortable is because we didn't feel it originally when we experienced it, you know? I have no idea what my moon sign is. I always forget. I forget all those things. I just know that I think my sun sign is Aquarius. I think I might be Taurus. Not sure. My rising sign, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I forgot. Will you come to Europe for your book launch? Yes, absolutely. What's my thoughts on sage, crystals, Palo Santo? I love Palo Santo a lot. I burn it all the time. All the time I burn it. Um, I just feel like it cleans the energies, right? Yeah. I experience anxiety towards the evening. Any suggestions? Yeah, when it gets towards the evening, that's when a lot of anxiety happens for me as well. It's when I start to like either eat a lot or I try to distract myself or I just get nervous towards the evening. It's really weird. Like past 4 o'clock, if I don't have things to do, because I don't have an active life right now, a really busy life, there's a lot of anxiety. So I'm just conscious and I'm observing myself. I'm aware of what I'm doing. I'll do things like put on music, right? I'll dance in my living room. I'll journal maybe. I'll do things that feel, I'll try to do things that feel soothing to me, right? Trying to soothe yourself. Yeah. I live in the San Francisco Bay Area. Is Phil going with you on your book tour? He wants to. I don't know, maybe he will. He'll probably come on certain parts. Actually, I don't know if he wants to. I'd invite him to come along to all of it. What else? We've got 2 minutes left. When am I coming out with my resonance masterclass? I don't know. How did you plan your book without planning it? Oh, there was no planning with the book. I'll talk a little bit about that at 10, but the book just came through and the book just was birthed, it was created. I don't know if I can go into Canada. I don't think I can go into Canada. I'm not vaccinated. So I don't want to do a 14-day quarantine. So I think like thanks Yoga Joe guy, you too. The book reveal is going to be here, right here. So just hang out. We have 1 minute. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for being a part of the second episode, Untangled episode 2. I appreciate you guys so much. It's been a pleasure. Come back next Tuesday at 9 a.m., same time, California time, episode 3. Who knows what will come through and what we'll be discussing. But I appreciate all of your love and all of your support. And stay here because we are going to do the book reveal, actually, the book cover reveal right now. Right now. So I'm going to give it a few minutes to let people join for the 10 a.m. Book cover reveal. Hello, Eduardo. Yeah, I don't read books, but I wrote a book. Don't ask. Don't ask. Somebody asked me, "What books do you read?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't read books." But you wrote a book? I wrote a book. All right, so let's get into this. It's 10 o'clock California time, and I am going to I'm going to reveal the Divine Design book cover. So before I do that, good morning, Lorie. Grateful to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Maria. Thanks for joining. And so let's start. So, sharing a little bit about the Divine Design. I started writing this book in 2018, October of 2018. I started to write the Divine Design. It came to me while I was on a trip to Machu Picchu, and it was what I call downloaded quite quickly to me. I was given this information from myself, my higher self, higher dimensional beings, the universe, God, source, whatever you want to call it. But it definitely came not only from within me, but from outside of me as well. It was information that I didn't have. I didn't know what was in this book until it came through me. And it took me almost 4 years to write and edit it. I edited it 3 times myself. I edited the book because it was really complex information that came in. Information that I'd never heard of, and information that was so quantum that I had to peel it apart in ways that I didn't think I could do. There were many, many weeks where I wanted to give up or I wanted to quit. I had drawings and graphs and I had pictures on my wall trying to figure out what is this 12th dimensional grid and like how does the DNA work and how does this work from an energetic level to a physical level, because everything starts energetically and then it moves physically into physicality, right? So man, it was complex, but I did it and it is complete. The book is done and it is in the process of being printed right now. And so the book is going to be available as an ebook, a soft copy, hard book, whatever they call that. What is it? Soft book, hard book. What are they called? What are those called? It's going to be available on Kindle. It's going to be available on Amazon. It's going to be available in Walmart and in Barnes and Nobles. It's going to be available everywhere. It's going to be an audiobook. So I'll be creating the audiobook for it. But it will be available in August, and the pre-order will be probably in July. I have no idea. That's what I'm assuming. But anywho, it is the Divine Design is the untold story of Earth's and humanity's evolution in consciousness. And it is groundbreaking information that, from my awareness and understanding, much of what is in this book has not been discussed or spoken about in the way that it is in this book. So it is an activation, it is a remembrance, it is your story, it is your history, it is everything that you have known and experienced, either on the planet or off the planet. And I see the Divine Design as a book that is similar to something that you will just always have and go back to and dissect and study over and over again. And I'm sure it's not the last book that I will be writing. It's the first book of many, I am sure. But anyway, here is this is not the physical book. This is just the printed book cover. So I've placed it over another book. Okay. But here is the cover of the Divine Design. And I always trying to put it there where you can see it. The Divine Design, the untold story of Earth's and humanity's evolution in consciousness. The back of the book. So this book is about 280 pages, 280 pages. And I'll just quickly read the back cover for you guys. So the Divine Design reads like a science fiction movie, yet it is a groundbreaking account of the courageous and complicated history of Earth and humanity. Get ready to witness the design and creation of Earth, the human body, and all living organisms, the fall of humanity from a fifth dimensional state of awareness to a third dimensional state of awareness, and the last, give or take, 10,000 years of evolution as Earth and humanity slowly shift their consciousness back into a fifth dimensional state of awareness. By reading this book, you will embark on a journey of deep remembrance that will bring you into awareness, into your awareness, the ancient knowledge and memories buried deep inside your cells. So this book literally is your history. It is what you know, but you forgot. It is a what do they call that where you're reading? It is the cliff notes to everything that we have gone through. It's the remembrance that Earth was actually designed and created. The remembrance that the physical body was actually designed and created specifically for this experience. It talks about all of the different fourth dimensional beings that and races that were designed and created. Talks about the 12th dimensional grid, which holds this entire experience and experiment in place. That everything that you have ever thought was the end all be all is only a tiny minuscule of what is actually occurring out there, right? It talks about how we were first originally created and experiencing a fifth dimensional state of awareness on a fifth dimensional earth plane, and how we fell into lower dimensional fields. How did that happen? And then the courageous way that we as humans and the planet, this beautiful consciousness, together began to slowly increase our awareness, our consciousness, our frequency, to be able to be where we are right now, physically shifting into the dimensional field that we were originally experiencing ourselves in. And all of the ways in which we have incarnated onto the planet, the lives that you've lived, the way you have participated, right? And the experiences off planet, all the different dimensional consciousnesses and races and the impact that all of this has had. It's a profound book, and it is like nothing that has ever been put out before. So I'm really, really excited for it to come out in August 2022. And what I want to offer up to 30 of you, 30 people that are watching right now live, is I want to offer you the ability to read the book before it is out in the public. And the way that you can kind of nominate yourself to read the book first is to make sure that you are on my mailing list. If you're not on my mailing list, go to my website right now and join the mailing list, because after this live, we are going to send out an email to everybody on the mailing list, offering the first 30 people to receive the PDF, as well as be a part of a private online group that we're starting for just the individuals that are reading the book. Now, if you're in my Patreon community, we've already offered this up to 50 people. And if you're listening to this right now, the first 30 people that respond to the link in the email that you're going to get, you will be given the PDF version of the book to read. So again, do not email me saying I want to be one of the 30. Do not email me. We will not respond to the email. The way that you nominate yourself as one of the first 30 is that you wait until you receive the email in your inbox within about an hour or two after this live ends, and you respond to the link that is inside that email. If you're not on my email list, go join the mailing list now by going to my website. The way that you join the mailing list is you go to www.lorieladd.com, and you'll see right at the top, join the mailing list. You'll get 3 free meditations when you join. Just enter your name, your email, click send, and you will immediately be a part of the mailing list, and you'll get the email that's going out. Okay. So hopefully this makes sense. It's not too complicated. I'm really excited for those of you that will be the first to read the book, and also be a part of this private forum that I'm creating to connect to you while you read the book. And I'm also really excited for all of your support and for just supporting me while I launch the Divine Design. I'm really excited to get it into the hands of all of you and the world, and to watch the information be an absolute cellular activation and remembrance of who you are, who you've always been, and your role here in this massive evolutionary shift in consciousness that we're going through. So again, one last time, if you want to be one of the 30 people that get to read the book first, it'll be a PDF version that you're getting, okay? You must be on my mailing list. Go to my website to join the mailing list. An email is going to go out as soon as we end this live. That email that goes out is going to have the link that you click to say, I want to be one of the 30 to read the book. Okay. You won't get a confirmation. There's no confirmation that comes if you signed up on the mailing list right now. So hopefully this makes sense. Yeah, I'm really excited. There's going to be a lot more things a lot more events that we're going to do before the book comes out, opportunities and things like that. I'm also going to be traveling the country and the world with the book, and meeting all of you guys in person. So I'm really excited to connect with all of you guys in person as well when the time comes. So anyways, I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this experience and for being a part of the book design launch, the Divine Design. Ta-da! Super excited for it. And maybe we'll come to Santa Cruz. Who knows? Can't find the mailing list, just go to www.lorieladd.com. It's right there. It's big and it says receive 3 free meditations by joining the mailing list. Am I planning on visiting the Netherlands? Yes. So Angel, if you're a part of Patreon, as long as you're on the mailing list, you're going to get the email. So it doesn't matter if you're in Patreon or not in Patreon. If you're on our mailing list, you're going to get the email to submit your name. Poland, probably. Europe for sure. Italy, if Italy lets down all their guards of all the stuff you have to get in there, I'll totally come to Italy, but I can't do I'm not going to, what's it called when you quarantine, stuff like that. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for all your support. I'll see you next week, Tuesday, 9 a.m. California time for Untangled episode 3. In the meantime, if you want to join me for a live meditation tomorrow, it's on my Evolve online community. Links down below. If you want to join me for our live, powerful, and potent full moon meditation, that's going to be on Sunday at 6 p.m. California time. The link to join is down below as well. Powerful full moon meditation, 6 p.m. California time. It's only $11. And then, of course, there's a meditation tomorrow on my Evolve network, which is my my online community on Patreon. So there you go. The mailing list link is there. It's on the website. It's right on the website. If you go to www.lorieladd.com, it's literally directly under the picture of me. Okay, you guys, I love you so much. I'll see you next week.